Welcome to Rise with Sarah Cincotta, the ultimate destination for aspiring and experienced business development managers in the property management industry. I'm your host, Sarah, and today I wanted to share firstly on my journey in working in the property management industry and also what you can expect for the next videos coming up on this YouTube channel. So for those of you that do not know me, I have been in the industry for over 10 years now, but previously to that, my experience actually started working in retail, and I loved working in retail because the main thing was the relationships that I formed with people. Now, I was a store manager. I was managing the #1 store across Australia. I had a beautiful team of people that I worked with, and the hours, yes, were long working in retail, but it was so rewarding because together we created great moments for people, especially in retail where they're coming, they want to look good, they want to feel good, they perhaps had an event, and the team that I created and worked with also had aspirations for themselves, and really understanding that what drove them and what motivated them helped me in my skills then when it came to working in real estate. So during that time in retail, I had someone plant a seed and say, "Hey, Sarah, I think that you'd be really good in real estate." Now, I was actually renting, and previously as a renter, I had a bad experience with property managers. And I thought, you know what? I think I could give it a go, and I think I'd be really good at it. Now, a great friend of mine actually helped me get into the industry where I started within this business. They had just acquired a rent roll, and I was helping them with that transition of all of the data into the new office and starting to form connections with new people. Now, unfortunately, they didn't have a place for me to stay on with that business. So I did get an assistant property management role within another company. Now, when I was working as an assistant property manager, I had two great leaders who were managing a portfolio joint together, and I was responsible for all of the tenant side and the communication. Now, I suppose this particular role was quite unique, but also I was so grateful that I was working under two amazing women who showed me the ins and outs of what was involved in property management. And I stayed in this role for 2.5 years, learning as much as I could. And then I was ready to have my own portfolio. Now, again, there was no opportunity for me to grow anymore at this particular time. And I was really driven and ambitious and really wanted to have my own portfolio. So I did go out and source my own opportunities and then became a property manager at another business. Now, this property management company, I absolutely loved working there. But at that time, I didn't set boundaries for myself. And although I was an extremely great property manager, I was really burnt out. And I got really unwell. So I actually found out that I had a benign tumor, and I had to get 50% of my liver removed, which then resulted in having a month off work. Now, when I came back, there was support from the business. However, I wanted more. I knew that there was something else that I wanted to do. So again, I put myself out there for opportunities, and I was presented with two: to stay as a property manager, do the same thing with a different business, or go down the business development manager role. Now, my partner at the time actually said, "Sarah, go for it. Like, what are you waiting for? Do it." So I did. I took that leap of faith, and then I started in my business development manager role. Now, for those of you that don't know much about business development manager, or if you're an experienced BDM jumping on, business development manager role covers so many things, and there are many different aspects and different hats that we will wear. Now, when I was a property manager, I already had the exposure of onboarding new clients. I didn't have to do the business development management activities. However, I did list and onboard new clients because of the great relationships that I had formed with my clients. So the transition into the BDM role was exciting because it was something that I really wanted to learn more about and do. And the particular lady that I was taking over her database from was going on maternity leave. So this meant that I had 3 months of essentially following her around, mirroring her, learning all of the ins and outs. Yes, I got to listen to conversations, get to know the team really, really well and on a personal level, so that when it was time for me to go out on my own, I was well equipped. That first year as a business development manager, I was so eager. I had so many ideas. I was just loving the space that I was in, the relationships that I was forming. And in that first year as a BDM, I listed 214 properties. Now, don't get distracted by the numbers though, BDMs. I was working for a very successful sales team. I was very fortunate that at that time, I didn't really have to do much prospecting. I was essentially really good at closing and building trust with clients that then referred me more business from word of mouth referrals. Now, I really wanted to focus on the next steps for me. And that actually ended up with me leaving this particular agency after I had won multiple awards as a business development manager. And then I went to work for a property management only agency. This was challenging. It tested me, it pushed my boundaries, but then it really instilled the skills and the knowledge that I did have to be able to create my own opportunities. Because as I've just shown you through my previous roles in my journey, it's that I was very good at going out and sourcing new opportunities. So I put that same mindset in my role as a BDM, and I focused on the number one thing that I would encourage all of you to do, and that is relationships. Now, before you can really go out and have great relationships with other people, I'm a strong believer that you need to be clear on who you are, the value that you bring, and refine your skills and set some goals. I had big, scary goals. Like, I was single at the time. I wanted to buy my own house. I wanted to have 6 figures. I wanted to go to Europe on my own. I wanted to buy a new car. And within the 3 years as a BDM, I ticked all of those things off because I had those goals and I worked backwards, and then I set new goals and I worked backwards. Now, my BDM career was so fulfilling, and I look back and reflect, and I'm so grateful for all of the leaders that I had, all of the experiences that I was able to share with other people, the colleagues that I had met, the referral partners that I was able to connect with. And the main thing though was all of the investors that I assisted, because I helped thousands of investors during my time as a business development manager. The motivation behind Rise though is because I always had to invest in myself. I always wanted to become a better and better person for myself. I always wanted to develop new skills. I was always looking at how I can really go inside and work on myself so that my external world reflected what I was feeling inside. I wanted to create a community for business development managers to connect and collaborate, because I met so many business development managers throughout my time who I'm dear and grateful to call them friends now. The Rise community are making noise. They are really in tune with who they are. They are ambitious, they are driven, and I am helping them not only grow on a professional level and bring in more clients and make more revenue for the businesses that they're working for, but I'm also helping them personally when it comes to unpacking limiting beliefs, or when it comes to mindset, or when it comes to how they can set goals in their personal life so that they can live the life that they want to live. And these things are invaluable when it comes to having a look at, what do we want to do? Why are we doing this? What do we really want to achieve? What is it that we love? What are the stories that we can tell to connect with other people? And that's what Rise is about. Rise is about connection. Rise is about raising your revenue, increasing your influence, solidifying your success, and embracing your evolution, because the journey doesn't stop. We are on an infinite journey of possibilities. We have so many opportunities in front of us, and sometimes it can get overwhelming. And I am here to help BDMs in the property management industry. I'm here to guide them, support them, to motivate them, and to make noise and change the stigma of business development managers just being sales agents, because they can get forgotten about. Sales, there's so many sales trainers out there, and so much that directors typically put towards helping them with the sales. And then property management, it's been a hell of a ride the last few years. And yes, we need to support our property managers and really look at the way that we're doing our services for investors and for renters. And BDMs are in the middle. And they tend to get forgotten about because as much as we have to go out there and create opportunities and we have to do the sales and close the business and nurture and maintain those relationships, we still need to have that property management experience. So here is Rise, giving back to you, business development managers. And this was a quick recap of just my journey because it has been one hell of a ride. And if I can just help you get 1% better and do 1% more that you can, then the benefits of that tomorrow will be so useful to the years that you have ahead of you in your life. So over the next however long, I'm creating some YouTube videos with other people who I either inspire in the industry or I know really well, award-winning BDMs, rookie BDMs, and affiliate partners that are going to also share some value in what it takes to be a great BDM, the things that you can be doing today to nurture yourself, to look after yourself, to create your goals, to bring in more revenue, whatever it is that you want to do, and however success wants to look like to you. So I hope that you tune in and continue to watch the YouTube videos because we are going to make some noise for you so that you can continue to be the best version of yourself possible. Much love, and I hope that you enjoy the new videos coming soon.